So if you have to force something, it will never be right. This applies to the person who has the desire and the person A and person B who also has what? A desire. Now, what does this mean? Let's go a little deeper. If you have to force something, it will never work. If person A has a desire to, I'm going to use me for an example. When I was in college, right? I basically had like a sugar mom just without the sugar, but it got weird. So I'm person A, right? My desire was to have some clothes, to, go to school and be lit and be fresh. Person B, which was the woman who spent, thousands of dollars on my clothing, her desire was to have some type of control, some type of, structure with someone who she can spend her money on. Now, here's where if you have to force it, it will never work. The emotional state, my emotional state was I was continuously growing, right? But her emotional state was just pure control. See, if you have a desire and you have an emotional state that matches your desires, you have to look at the other person who's doing the fulfillment, because everything's a business. So if you have to force it, it will never be right. So is the person B, is their desire and their emotional state in alignment with yours? Because if it's not going to ever be right. As me and the woman who I told you about, who was buying me clothes and things like that while I was in school, we eventually cut ties and stopped talking. Because my desire, again, was to look good, was to just, enjoy my college experience, have fun. Her desire was to have some type of control because she already had a divorce. Her children were grown. So you have to look at each person's desires. Now, our emotional states, it was not matching up. Every time I denied her, every time I, shut her down, every time I rejected her, it turned into a problem. My emotional state was not to be rejective as a purposeful act. I was being merely in alignment with how I felt. So you have to look at the fulfillment of where you're getting your goods from. It's all energy, it's inputs and outputs. So if my emotional state is I feel good, I'm just chilling, but her emotional state is feeling like this is purposeful, I'm being spiteful, I don't want to be around you. We can never change how another person feels. We can only be true to ourselves. It's the same thing as when you order a package, right? If your desire was to, okay, I'm ordering from, let's use Fashion Nova. I'm about to order my package. My desire is I want to look cute, period. So my emotional state, I feel good. But now you got to look at, I'm not saying this particular company, but you have to look at the companies you're purchasing from, quality over quantity. Is their desire to make sure that you have a good fulfillment of your purchase, like you're happy, they actually care about the customer service, things like that? Or is their desire just strictly slumlord energy? I have a business model that talks about the different type of business people, like the energy they bring off. So that's slumlord energy. If it's just give me your money, I don't really care about the product you get. Look at the emotional state of the energy you're investing your currency into, which is your money. Money is a currency. So every time, all things are currency and energies. Your emotions, your finances, your mind power, everything has to be in alignment together. Whatever you are, if you have to force something, it will never be right. If you have to force your outfit from this store to fit you, it's never going to be right because you had to force it. You didn't get a fulfillment. You are not a fulfilled person. This is why businesses businesses want reviews. They want you to, leave a picture of the food, of the product, because other people want to know, did I get fulfilled from this interaction, from this exchangement? Was our desires lined up? Was our emotional states lined up? Because if it's not in alignment, it's never going to be right. This literally goes for everything. This goes for relationships. It goes for your family. It goes with your friends. It goes with purchasing goods, because it's all energy. If you have to force it, it's never going to be right. You cannot force another person, another entity to make your desires be of that of which your desires are, and they line up with your desires. This is why self-mastery is so crucial, because the more you master yourself, the more you can pick up on the micro cues of another person's ultimate desire, the more you can pick up when you master your own emotional intelligence, the more you can pick up on the emotional state of others, of this franchise, of this business. You get what you pay for, period. Like going to Walmart. I absolutely cannot stand going to Walmart. They do have some things, that other stores around may not necessarily have. But me personally, I don't like the energy of Walmart. You get what you pay for. So my desire in that moment might be, okay, they have this. I'm vegan, so I drink almond milk. They have the very big jug of almond milk. I don't see that in Publix. Okay, so I'll go there. They're fulfilling a desire, but my emotional state is I'm not receiving a full fulfillment. So if you have to force it, it'll never be right. So I'm not going to sit here and act like this store is my, top pick. I go there for everything. No, it's not a full fulfillment. You can always be interchanged with people, places, and things, and it don't be in a full alignment. This is alignment when you have all four connected. Your desires, their desires. Your emotional state, their emotional state. Walmart's emotional state during their creation was not of luxurious. It was just merely of cheap. Okay? Of cheapness for all. That's it. Their emotional state in creating Walmart was not high class and you gonna walk in and smell some beautiful scents, because again, it's all perception. Your five senses create your experience. So if your experience is being pleased and magnetized and seduced from all five senses, the view look good, okay? The sound good, okay? The smell good. It tastes good, okay? Oh, it feel good. If you getting all these senses met, there is a full fulfillment there. So if you have to force something, it's never going to be right. This applies for anyone, your family. If your desire is to have a family that stay together, pray together, whatever, but their desire is not on your emotional awareness, your emotional intelligence is not lining up with theirs, it's never going to be a fulfillment. So the more you keep going to family gatherings or trying to be around, and we don't conceptualize these things while we're in it. If you're dealing with toxic family or whatever, a toxic relationship, you just keep trying to make it work. In those moments, you're not conceptualizing the fact that this is not a fulfillment. This is not serving me. This is never going to be right. You don't feel that because you latch on to that of what's in front of you, because you don't know that there's 8 billion people in this world. There's 8 billion experiences in this world. It's actually more, of course, but let's just use 8 billion. There's 8 billion other experiences that you can have, but we are conditioned to lack onto this one desire that we had of love and loyalty and family. Okay, that's a cool desire, but the person you have this desire with, these people, this group, they don't have the same desire as you. They're not on the same emotional state as you, but that's okay because there's 8 billion other people who are. That's number one. Do y'all have any questions? Thank y'all for staying. I appreciate y'all. Can y'all like the live for me?
Had to hop over fences and climb up the ladder to get what I want, bitch. I'm just getting better. They tried to tell me I would never be shit. Look at me now, body built like a brick. Sleep all you want, but I'm chasing my dreams. Everything I do is fucking supreme. Came from the hood, ain't shit sweet about me.